Have Big Apple Collectibles finally come to their senses? Let's talk about it. So over the last few weeks, Heather and I have been talking heavily about Big Apple Collectibles. The main reason is that they're not delivering to their customers, meaning they're not sending out Funko Pops to those who have ordered them, and people are waiting for a really long time to get Funko Pops that they have ordered years ago.
Yeah, and normally I don't care about waiting a little bit longer, but these are Pops that have been out literally for years, and they're not sending them to customers. And not only that, but they're not notifying customers when they cancel their orders, and they're giving them $1 refunds. And I say refunds because it shows in your order that you were refunded $1 per item. Nowhere on your credit card statement are you being refunded.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
Yeah, it's weird. So what I think that they did with the $1 refund is it's some sort of like proof that they're sending people their money back or something, and it's some sort of like legal like loophole.
So you're saying it's trashy behavior? Trashy behavior?
I don't know the reasoning for it, and I really wish that I did because it was just such a bizarre thing that they were doing.
If you don't know who Big Apple Collectibles are, then
Be grateful.
Well, that. But to give you a little bit of background on this company, they've been around for a few years, and I think they started off kind of strong, but it didn't last very long. They have severely gone downhill. And then a couple of years ago, we heard there was a change in management.
Yeah, and we thought, okay, this is good. New manager, new practices. Things are gonna look up for Big Apple.
Nope, it was all trash. And we can't say we're surprised. They put out an email basically stating that, hey, new management's here, things are going to be awesome now. And I think it started up okay, just like they began years before, but it didn't last long. So every time you feel like things are going to get right with them or they're going to be good, it just goes down instantly. But now we're seeing that Big Apple Collectibles are actually fulfilling orders. And we're talking about orders from like years ago. I'm going to read off some of these stories, but before we do, I want to ask, does it have anything to do with our coverage of Big Apple Collectibles screwing people? Not only us, but I know there were other YouTube channels talking about this, and I also know tons of people were talking about it all over social media. Do you think that maybe that attributes to why they're doing what they're doing right now?
Possibly, but why should customers have to yell and scream to be treated right? Like, that's a huge issue that I have. And not only that, but like, where were these Pops before? Are people actually gonna get the correct orders? Because a lot of these items are like old. Like, were they just sitting in Big Apple Collectibles warehouse somewhere? Like, did they get lost? Or did Funko finally ship these things? But a lot of this stuff is like vaulted supposedly, so I'm very confused.
Yeah, we don't really know where these Funko Pops and Funko sodas and any of the items that are being shipped to people are coming from.
I don't think Funko is to blame on this one because one order that I saw had B-Rabbit.
Oh my God.
From 8 Mile.
Yeah, that's from a long time ago. I can safely say that I'm excited to see that Big Apple Collectibles is finally fulfilling some orders. Now, we don't know if they're fulfilling everybody's order, so if you have an order with them and you haven't received notification yet, you may receive notification at some point. However, I know that somebody reached out to Big Apple Collectibles directly asking if they're going out of business, and Big Apple Collectibles said no.
That was Kraken.
Oh, that was Kraken. Oh, well, that's another one that's a problem. Okay, so I got my brain got a little confused here.
Kraken is definitely a problem, and I feel like them saying that they're not going out of business is to prolong the wait for people to continue to wait so that they can no longer file a chargeback.
Allegedly.
And that's just
crappy behavior, but that's allegedly. Everything she has said is allegedly.
That's what I'm thinking. That's not 100% fact, but I feel like it's to tide the customers over, thinking like, hey, they're gonna send it out. They're not going out of business.
Were both these companies also doing exactly the same thing with sending people store credit?
I don't know about Big Apple. I think Big Apple is just completely unresponsive, where Kraken was doing the store credit.
Okay, so Kraken's sticking around, but Big Apple is definitely going away. We talked about this in a past video as well, because they posted this notice on their page. It says, "Dear valued customers, it is with great sadness that we must inform you that Big Apple Collectibles, your go-to destination for unique and high-quality toys, will be ceasing operations due to unforeseen circumstances beyond our control."
I doubt that it's beyond their control. I'm pretty sure that had they just responded to customers and been completely transparent as to what was going on and had good policies in place, then they'd be fine.
Absolutely, I completely agree with that. They would be in a much better place if they just talked to everybody and let them know what was going on. Instead, they sort of hid behind the website and no one could get in contact with them. And now the sink is shipping.
Did you really just do that?
My brain is broken. The ship is sinking.
Just so you guys are aware, Chris probably won't edit this in, but he tried to read the Big Apples thing 10 or 15 times and he couldn't do it. And now he's talking about the sink shipping. So,
oh my God.
Why don't you take a nap and I take it over from here?
Oh God. Before we get to these posts that we collected from the Gastlecast Man Together page on Facebook, we wanted to remind you to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, because that helps the channel in a really big way. And check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Gastlecast. And while you're at it, check out poppinofftoys.com and use promo code Gastlecast to get 10% off of your order.
We have been ordering from them for years and we absolutely love them. We 100% trust Poppin' Off Toys and we wouldn't recommend them if we didn't.
So people have been receiving emails that says a shipping label for their order has been printed. So that is showing that there's some movement, things are going on. There are Samurai Jack Funko Pops on here. I guess it's the Chase bundle. There's also Gargoyle NECA figures. So these Samurai Jack Funko Pops, how old are those?
They're pretty old.
Yeah, these Samurai Jack Funko Pops are old. Let me look it up on the Funko app.
I'm pretty sure that's just as broken as Big Apple's website.
I bet it is, yeah. So according to the Funko app, these Samurai Jack Funko Pops are from 2021.
Yeah, and B-Rabbit, I just found out, 2020.
Holy balls.
Yeah, now let me just say that creating a shipping label does not equate to shipping the product. However, they have to pay money for a shipping label, so why would they bamboozle people like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I also did see that some people's orders were actually showing movement, so that's good. But the problem is they haven't hit people's doorsteps yet.
Yeah, so this whole video might be crap from the start. Who knows? Because if these Funko Pops don't actually make it out to people, then this video was pointless from the beginning. But I feel like things are going to start hitting doorsteps.
I hope so, but what if all it is like Target exclusive Castaway Pops?
Or, as you mentioned before, proof that something was sent out so they can just void the order. Oh my God, I hope that's not the case. That would be horrible. So one person posted that their order had gone out. It says, Big Apple just shipped my order January of 22.
What did they order? Did they order a sink?
16 damn months.
Because the sinks are shipping.
16 damn months since the 20th anniversary Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secret Pops went for pre-order. I saw them on clearance at Target yesterday. My sister bought the Pop Town of Hogwarts and Dumbledore for Christmas. Guess what part of the 20th anniversary is set Pop Town of Hogwarts with Dumbledore? What do I need with 2 Pop Towns of Hogwarts with Dumbledore? Lots of cursing emojis. Now you can just go out and buy this stuff for clearance. Like, they would have waited had they known, and their money wouldn't have been tied up and they wouldn't have had to wait so long. It's such crap. So another person ordered a Doctor Strange with the Chase.
That's pretty old.
That is from last summer. Big Apple is still shipping orders out just in case anyone was wondering or worried. I was just about to file with my bank and then I got this notification. This order is from May 2022.
I mean, that's not the longest wait, but that ain't good.
Then here's another post, and they've ordered all sorts of stuff. Stranger Things, Willy Wonka, all sorts of crap. It seems like I've thankfully, happily relievedly, LOL, joined the late but better than never Big Apple Collectibles order train. A couple of details about these though. 1, they combined 2 of my past orders into one order with an entirely new order number as well. 2, the prices listed were not what I paid. I paid more at the time when you combine each of my 2 past orders totals, to be clear. A curious quirk for sure. What's the custom discount for this new made up order, etc.? And yes, I did make sure I wasn't charged again. Don't worry, I am all good there. I still have 2 orders remaining from Big Apple. Big Stranger Things pre-orders from both of the S4 waves. Maybe there is hope yet. Cross finger emoji. Lastly, shout out to Chris and Heather for fostering this beautiful space. Aww. I am fairly new here, but y'all are so wonderful. Talking about the Gastlecast We Hunt Together group.
That's such a sweet thing to say.
It is so sweet. Go join if you haven't joined already. Then there was another person who ordered Nightmare Before Christmas sodas and a leprechaun pop that glows in the dark. It says, ship today, ? We will see, Big Apple. So not everybody is convinced that they're actually getting what they ordered yet.
I'm excited for the people to get their orders if they come in the way that they should. And I'm optimistic-ish.
Me too, but things like this that end up looking like a disaster at first typically will end up being a full-out disaster, like Big Apple Toys and Collectibles or whatever the hell their name is. If you see something like this happening with one of the companies that you order from, you should totally share it on social media in groups like Gastlecast We Hunt Together so people can band together and find out if it's really an issue or not. It's fair to ask questions. And if you start to find out that a lot of people are facing the same issues that you are, we need to make it a bigger deal. We need to make videos like this one in order for people to know what the hell is going on.
Absolutely. And sometimes you'll learn that it's just a fluke. Like, for example, you might order from a smaller shop and they might not get whatever pop it is on time with the other people, but then they end up shipping it shortly after.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will say, my experience is great with that store, give it a little more time, whatever. But if you see a lot of people complaining about the same place, that's bad news.
Not good. And you should definitely be putting it out, as I said, on social media. And groups like ours, I think, is a really good place to do it because you can sort of take a consensus in a poll to find out if other people are seeing issues like this one. And quite frankly, if you have a company that you've been dealing with for a long time and you've been waiting for Funko Pops, please share it directly with us as well, because we would like to look into it, investigate, and find out if it's a real problem or not. Because if it is a real problem, we would like to make a video to try to help people get their orders or their money. Because having your money tied up and having no product to show for it is trash. Nobody should have to wait years in order to get their exclusives. This is not a Funko problem, as you mentioned earlier. This is a Big Apple Collectibles problem. And by the way, Kraken is no better. We've talked about this on the channel as well, and who knows? Allegedly, they could be closing their doors as well.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But they're not saying that they are. They're saying that they're not. But all signs point to things not being so good with them. And I've also heard, a bit more than I can say here, things are just really bad. Like, I would suggest filing with your credit card company as soon as possible.
Speaking of screwed up situations, weeks ago, I talked about ordering from Toys Wonderland. Do you remember that story? The Hot Toys DeLorean, Back to the Future Part 2. I ordered this in hopes that I would get the DeLorean really, really soon, because a lot of people will order from companies like this in order to get it first before people get it from stores in the States. I was doing this because I wanted to make content and be one of the first people out there with the Back to the Future DeLorean. I thought it would be great for us, it would be great for the channel, and we could possibly teach people something along the way. I wanted to have a good week to fool around with the thing so I could figure out how to instruct you on how to handle your brand new Hot Toys DeLorean. Well, in our last video, I had mentioned I was really concerned because I received an email telling me that I would get that DeLorean between April and May of this year. People have been commenting on this video on a regular basis, telling me that I should be concerned about all the money that's wrapped up. This is the most amount of money I've ever dropped in a Hot Toys piece, ever, hands down. We're talking like somewhere near $1,000 for this piece. And that's not even to mention the amount of money I put in for shipping. But I decided to email Toys Wonderland once again. I'm not excited to have to share this news. So based off of the email telling me that my DeLorean is part of the second batch, which would arrive between April and June, not April and May, I decided I would email them again because we're coming toward the end of April. And people that had commented on that Toys Wonderland video told me that it's appropriate for me to email them every once in a while to find out where things are. So I emailed them and I said I wanted to email and find out if there were any updates on my DeLorean. I appreciate your help. It was basically piggybacked off my previous email. They responded, "Thank you for the email. We understand there is a QC issue on the Hot Toys Back to the Future 2 DeLorean. The release date of the second batch is estimated to be delayed to May, August of 23. So now the piece has been pushed back once again. But here's the problem with this. I have noticed that there are people getting their hands on the Hot Toys DeLorean. They're getting it from places like Sideshow. Like it's in their hands now. So where's mine? And how could there be a defect? What is happening? So I emailed them and I basically said, hello, I'm confused. People who ordered the DeLorean here in the US from Sideshow have been receiving their DeLoreans. Why is mine delayed? I have no updates yet. But what I will say now is that I will never order from this company ever again because I do not feel like they're being transparent with me. I totally overspent, which is why I thought I would be pushed to the front of the line. I paid for the most expensive shipping on top of that, and here I am.
Had it been up to me, I would have said don't spend that much on shipping.
So we're going to do I told you so's now? Is that
I mean, I just don't understand why you do stupid shit. Like, if it sounds too good to be true, it's
It wasn't too good to be true. People order from them all the time and get their stuff early. That's what I was going for. I want a DeLorean. I want it now.
Do you have it?
I probably won't have it until next year.
You probably won't have it at all.
And I really don't think they'll give me my money back if I ask for it. That's my next question. How do I get my money back? Because then I'm going to buy DeLorean from Sideshow.
You should ask for it.
I'm going to see what happens. So stay tuned. I might have more information about my DeLorean.
I mean, the longer you wait, the less likely of a chance you have at getting your money back.
That's my next question. I got to wait to see what they reply with.
But you don't. They're doing this for a reason. And have we not just pointed out all the things wrong with Big Apple and Krakens in this video? Why are you acting such, like...
Toys Wonderland will deliver, but it takes forever.
Not always, though. We saw so many instances of them not delivering.
They better deliver. I'm not going to be happy. I spent my life savings on that thing.
Okay.
Guys, what do you think about the whole thing that happened with Big Apple Collectibles, Kraken's collection, and how about my Toys Wonderland story? How horrible is that? Let us know all that and more in the comment section down below. In every video, we like to shout out to some of our patrons from Patreon. In this video, we'd like to shout out to Tyler Vest, Bonnie Garber, Pop Life Toys, Dead Paul, Tasha White Barnes, Greg Malley, Nelson Shaner, Jason Snowbarger, Amy Richmond, and Denver Bell. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. We appreciate all of our patrons. You guys rock. Thank you so much for staying until the very end of the video. We really appreciate you and your support. You guys are amazing. Remember, as always, we hunt together, yes. We'll catch you next time.
Bye.